Okay, so hello, my name is Isaac Angano, and I'm going to be going over the housing crisis in California. As many of you know, um, prices of goods and services has been skyrocketing throughout the years. This could be seen from groceries to gas. The most alarming increase would be the housing prices, which are much higher than they were in the 1990s. This is important to everybody as it can affect job opportunities as well as important decisions that you might be making in the future, like starting a family, or it might just be as simple as having a place to sleep. The reason for the increase in house prices is for a couple of different things, right? Pretty much the high demand and not enough houses. Demand is also causing inflation for the houses, which is the cost. Cost being cost of building the houses, materials and labor, strict zoning laws, the long approval process, the limited land. The houses has doubled since the 1990s in every perspective, being being like labor, and then being materials, and then being the land. Everything has doubled. So this graph shows you how like the land has doubled, as you can see, since 1998 to 2023. In 1998, the houses were at, well, not the houses, but an acre was 5,260. In 2023, it is at 15,880, meaning that it has more than tripled the original price. And pretty much less than 30 years, like 25 years. So most families cannot afford a house in California due to the prices. 3.8 million people that live in California don't earn enough to cover basic living expenses. This is, not including the housing itself, right? Just basic living expenses in general. Pretty much, so monthly payments for either renting or owning a house have also skyrocketed. So as you guys can see, in the 1990s, it was at 1,500, a little bit lower than that, to 2023 right now, where it's at 4,540. So in 2023, and the average family was earning 80,000 and spending 54,000 a year on their housing, right? Which just shows how much they're wasting towards owning a house, and that's not including any other living expenses, right? In simple terms, wages were not keeping up with the inflation of housing and every other things you would purchase, being like gas or groceries. So pretty much what the housing prices are causing: not being able to buy a house, struggling with rent, commuting due to where you live. So this brings up the question of how is it affecting California as a whole. So the high cost is causing people to move out of California. In 2021 and 2022, over 800,000 people moved out of California due to the housing and other, high expenses. Another issue that is brought up with high housing prices is the homeless rate in California. In 2020, it's been the highest that it's ever been, with 161,000 people without homes. Possible solutions. So some possible solutions would be that the state could help create affordable housing projects, reducing restrictions that slow down construction. Another being making pretty much the approval process a lot faster, and as well as not having so many roadblocks. Reform zoning would be another. Crowded cities should make it easier to build multi-family housing, which include duplexes and apartments. So pretty much the zoning law is preventing this in a form, not allowing them to make as many as they could be. So maybe just being a little bit more lenient with the zoning laws, being able to create more apartments and other stuff like that. So what can you do? So there's a couple things that you could do to pretty much create change as of right now. One being voting, pretty much voting for a representative in your area that would benefit you the most. So being that if you are aspiring to go towards housing, then vote for somebody that does housing. If it's anything else, well then for you guys to stay informed with who you guys are voting for. The other one being pretty much bringing awareness to the housing crisis and like focusing how it's affecting people, how it's raising homelessness and other things. That's what I've been saying throughout the speech. Attending, so a couple more ways you could stay involved is by attending city council meetings, sign petitions in your area, spread awareness on platforms, being like internet platforms. Okay, so housing prices in California are extremely high and continue to rise. Wages are not keeping up with them. This is affecting people in California. If you plan on renting or owning someday, this is extremely important as it ties to your future. And if not informed, it might affect, it might affect you in the future in the process of buying a home. Okay, so if we would like California to be a place with equal opportunity as well as a place where you have the opportunity to live comfortably, stable, pretty much having a stable life, we would need to work together to bring awareness and pretty much bring change one step at a time. So the video I'm going to be presenting is pretty much more about in the United States how homelessness is pretty much rising. Well, not in the state, but more in the United States in a whole.
3 U.S. cities with the largest homeless populations. The third city on the list is seeing its numbers grow each day. Number 3, Seattle. Seattle's homeless population is over 38,000, representing 5% of the nation's total. Many rely on shelters, but the city's tent cities have become well known, with entire streets lined with makeshift dwellings. Incredibly, Seattle spends $150 million annually to combat homelessness, yet many still live beneath bridges and in local parks. Number 2, Los Angeles. With more than 86,000 homeless residents, Los Angeles has one of the largest homeless populations in the country. Skid Row, a sprawling 50-block area, is home to thousands. The city allocates over $1 billion a year to address the crisis, but the problem keeps growing. Some encampments have developed their own amenities, like barbershops and communal kitchens. Before revealing the number 1, remember to follow and like the video. Number 1. New York City. New York City tops the list with approximately 111,000.
Thank you very much.